Hiya, I'm Jasper, and welcome to your video review for She's the Man. It's a movie starring Amanda Bynes and Channing Tatum. So, as always, I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and the furry. To start off the furry, nothing notable. Moving on. So, this movie is one of my... I enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed it when I first watched it, and I enjoyed it now with the rewatch. It is a fun time. So what it is that Amanda Bynes plays a character who's really, really good at soccer, and she wants to play, I don't know, professionally maybe, but definitely she wants to continue on in her career, and so she is about to continue playing, and then their team gets cut because funding, and so they cut the girls' team from it, which, if I remember my lawsuits correctly, they wouldn't be allowed to do nowadays because of Title IX. But anywho, who cares about what the real world is? In this movie, they cut her team, and so her boyfriend, who seems all sweet or whatever, is then very douchey, is like, you suck. Like, girls shouldn't play on soccer teams anyway. Like, with guys, they can't handle it. So she's like, fuck you, dude, I'm gonna go play. So, I mean, she doesn't, it's, there's no cursing in this movie to that extent. Moving on. So in this, she goes to a rival academy where her brother just transferred, but he's a free spirit. Once he's got a playing gig in London, somehow as a high schooler, I think high school. Sure, go ahead and play in London for a couple weeks, and she apparently looks enough like him that she just has to wear a wig and add some sideburns and wrap the tatas, and then boom, she's gonna be her brother. And moves into, it's weird because it seems like it's a high school, but it's also like at least where she goes to is an academy, and maybe it's because rich people go to academies, but there's like dorms, but I still thought it was high school. What do I know? Maybe I missed something. Anywho, so she has a roommate who's Channing Tatum, and he is just the absolute most adorable person ever because it's Channing Tatum, who is always adorable and always win, and you should watch every movie he's in. But he plays this guy who's, I mean, he is a guy who's very good looking, but he gets flummoxed around females. But also respects them. Unlike Amanda Bynes' character is a dude who's just like trying to dude it up by being a douchey dude. But anywho, so it's the trials and tribulations of her trying to get on and or stay on the soccer team and also keep her identity secret. While, by the way, it's a rom-com, so somebody may or may not be falling in love with somebody else in this movie. I don't want to say who, but you might be able to guess. And you might be able to guess as to how well it goes, either in the middle point or at the ending point, because it's a rom-com, but it was a lot of fun. I would say the negative thing that I will have to say about this is it's sort of the Clark Kent with Superman thing, where, he has the glasses on and he's Clark Kent, and then he takes them off and suddenly he's Superman, and nobody recognizes the difference. And you just gotta go with it, because if you didn't go with it, you couldn't have the Superman Clark Kent dynamic in any type of comic books or movies. So in this, you just gotta go with the fact that, like, yeah, people would definitely think that's a dude in this, sure, yeah. And then also, the other thing is, it seemed a little contrived the time at the fair. Like, it was fun. It was a fun sequence. It definitely reminded me of Mrs. Doubtfire. I don't know which came first, but it definitely had the Mrs. Doubtfire feel to it. Of the constant switching back and forth things. But it also seems like she would have just continued to use a porta potty to change, as opposed to all the random places that she did. And also, through the magic of movies, was she able to do the changes from pants to dress and back again as many times as she did in all those public places, because that is not as easy as she makes it look, okay? Just saying, it's not. But it was still fun, and you just kind of went with it, and the side characters were fun. They didn't stand out especially, other than like maybe the principal person, but they were decent, and I liked they had like a couple of side stories. Also, side note, the super like obsessed fan of the spoiler alert for all seasons of Supernatural right now. Okay, skip ahead a couple seconds, but so the chick who was really obsessed with Chuck, God, so she was really obsessed with him and just like she. I don't know if she was just typecast from one of those two instances, but she plays basically the same type of character here who just plays it so good. Like that. So, and she does it really well, and it was fun seeing her and the people that she interacted with, and it was just fun to to see Channing Tatum still be an awesome guy throughout, and just just fantastic movie. And not a whole lot of soccer in this, just throwing that out there. It's not Bend It Like Beckham. It's not that movie where there's a whole lot of soccer in that. There is much less soccer in this, and I would say there's more stunt double in with the soccer than in maybe some of those other movies, but I didn't care because that wasn't the point. This is definitely a rom-com movie, and I just had so much fun going along with these characters and seeing those interactions. And yeah, it's a movie that will not be remade, I'm sure. But I enjoyed it, and I think that it was a great movie with great lessons. So yeah, that's all I have for this one. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you the next one. Bye.